if we compare with MasterCAM, what we have the advantage?
Okay. Good question. I really appreciate and respect MasterCAM because for me, it's very important that I appreciate all other CAMs, to be honest. They do and they like and they love the things that I love as well. So I appreciate them. Yes.
Hello, 我是阿红，
我是阿达。
Hello, everybody. Here's Daniel.
Yeah. Okay. This time we are very happy to have Daniel join us.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Daniel, can you introduce yourself?
Of course. So I'm Daniel Jurica, and I'm Vice President for Post-Processor and Technical Support. But lately, in past, I would say 2-3 years, I'm also now responsible for the mill turn and the Swiss type in general. That includes our amazing toolkit platform for tools and fixtures. Together with that, also the channel synchronization, including also the MCOs. So pretty much everything, also the post-processors. Yeah? So a lot of things actually around.
Wow, look, sounds great. Okay, so in SolidCAM, everything in developer and everything in post-process, you can handle this.
Basically, yes. So I will tell you, I'm in SolidCAM for 12 years.
12 years?
12, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I start like an application engineer, and our main, the SolidCAM, as probably any other CAM, has two legs. And first leg is definitely application. You need to have a good application. But no matter how good application is, it worth nothing if you don't have a good post-processor. So along with that, it is very important, me as an application engineer, to I mainly work in support for the post-processor support. This was mainly because, all technicians or our customers, usually because our user interface is very user-friendly, and people from YouTube or from documentation, as we have it very nicely, and also our interface is very nice. So they don't have a problem in getting the correct toolpath, but at the end they have problem to run this somehow the machine on their specific machine. So this is where we jump here. Mostly our customers come to us to modify something inside the post-processor. Yes. So.
Okay. So I think every time I feel Daniel like a god in SolidCAM.
Yes.
Yeah. He can solve everything.
Well, it started like post-processors, of course, but later it grows up that, especially with the Swiss type solution back in 2018 when we announced it, that there was a lot of machines there for which we were not ready to make a post. No one was trained to do that, so we didn't know what to expect from this market. So we had a lot of things to do and develop inside the post-processor. And to do that, you need to cooperate with not only customer, but also reseller, like between. So my job was to go to the customer side and to ensure that the post-processor works correctly, including the cutting of the part, of course. And but from another hand, it's not only making sure that this post will work at the machine, but also to train our reseller to be able to make a support eventually for the customer if he anytime fails, in something or needs something to update on the post, he needs to be able to do it. Yes, so local support is extremely important.
Oh, so I think Daniel, you go to many places in the world.
Well, yeah, in these 12 years, I already changed 4 passports.
Changed 4 passports?
Yes, 4 times already. Yeah, wow. You travel a lot. Now, luckily, I'm also now a product manager for the modules that I mentioned earlier. And because of that, I travel a little bit less. But again, there are smaller let's say, shorter trips, but more often for the partnerships and stuff. So still traveling, but not as I used to in the, let's say, 4 years ago.
Oh, so how many countries you have been there?
I didn't count, but I would dare to say about 50.
50? Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, roughly about that, yes.
I think you will have many stories in every country.
Yeah. Look, I will tell you, it's very nice to travel, especially when you're visiting some country for the first time, definitely. But many of my friends are seeing it like I go there to have fun. But the reality is that you have a very tight schedule to come on pretty late Sunday, and on Monday you already need to be able to do something on the machine, to reorganize, to prepare the tools, to explain the customer what are the things that has to be prepared for the test. The reality is that you really just travel to a specific hotel. You go, and then somebody waits you in the morning. It depends of where in this planet you are. It can be that you're in the period where in the morning, even if it's 7 o'clock, it's still night. Then you go to customer side, which is just a hall with everything nice and organized, and you're leaving the hall, the workshop, at late night, like 6, 7 p.m. sometimes, maybe even sometimes it was like, my actually longest shift was 38 hours.
Wow.
So we go to the customer at 7 o'clock and we finish it up or like 12, but day after.
Oh, it's very tired.
Something like this, yes. Yeah, but this is not the usual, of course, guys. No, I'm just overpowering maybe. But my point is that you go to a specific place, you finish with your work, you go back to the hotel, it's still the night. So, and I consider myself a family guy, and I like to come back as early as possible. Therefore, in many countries, I didn't saw many beautiful things that this country offers. So,
wow, yeah, that's amazing.
But from perspective of my fellows and my friends, they're like, "Oh, you have been in Denmark, you have been in Paris, you know." But the reality is also sometimes different. Of course, there are situations and occasions where I can visit some nice places, but I would say there are more not so often case like that. Yes.
Okay. So, Daniel, we have some question want to check with you. As far as we know, okay, our SolidCAM headquarters, a technical headquarters in Serbia, not in Israel. That is why.
Oh, okay. Good question. But to answer this question, I need to go pretty back in history. In early 2000, our software was mainly managed locally at some particular country. So in that case was Germany, UK, Israel, United States. Few countries really, nothing in comparing how it is today. And back then you had the local support, as you said, in Israel. So you should give a support locally to customers only in that country. And everything was fine up until the point where we become a gold partner with SolidWorks, where we got basically all the network of other SolidWorks resellers. And that was a huge step forward. So how you could, with your manpower, satisfy all these resellers and to train them, how to sell SolidCAM, how to spread this network. So it was a very difficult task. Back then, one of the technicians, Yoav Meyuchas was his name, and he was working in Israeli office, where he was originally from Serbia, but he worked in Israel, yes, for many years. And 1 year, and I think it was 2012 or 11, I can't remember really, but he decided to move back to Serbia, where there was tons of resellers which needed support. And this is where I came from. So I was the first employer, basically relocated here in Serbia. So this is how everything started, 2012. or 11. I actually end of 11, I think, yes.
Oh.
And since then, we start to grow up the team. That's one of the reasons we keep it there, and we opened the office here. So every year, roughly, we employed one more technician. And today we are 9 or 10 in office, 9 in the office actually. So we grow up from that period, roughly, as I said, one person per year. Of course, exclude 2 years because of the COVID and stuff.
Okay. So I think in the 2012 in Europe market, the CAM market, we have MasterCAM, we have NX from Germany.
We have Hypermill. We had more or less. There was more competitions for sure in comparing to today, as many were bought by other big fishes, if I can say. Yeah, that's true. But it was always competition. Just it's a different league, I would say. Back then, we had the same problems as we are having today. You have always a competition. You cannot never sleep. So you need always to move forward.
But I'm interested why I think in now today, who is the biggest CAM in Europe?
Oh, that's very hard to this. Europe, it's Europe, I would say. It's very difficult. Each country back in 2000 or early 90s, there wasn't so many CAMs, I would say. Everything started from simple seeds like PTC Creo, then it was CATIA a lot. MasterCAM was one of the first who actually start like completely independent from the CAD back then. Truly, from that point, then there were many others, Paramill, that GipsCAM. So, and this actually turned. Maybe we can count about 50 CAMs in Europe. Now 50. You say, which one was 50 about? Yes, I would say.
Oh.
But then you can ask me, which one was the best back then, 2012. I can't really tell you, but I can tell you when I was using the PTC Creo. Was my first CAD CAM, let's say, because they have the manufacturing model as well. And I said, for Christ's sake, the PTC did so great job with the CAD.
Okay.
But my opinion, for the manufacturing was not so bad, but you could feel it that the interface and everything was nothing like you need to be very trained in order to do something like this.
Oh.
And then I've seen SolidCAM. And for SolidCAM, like I never used SolidCAM before, but I can assure you back then I was just like, okay, it's for me logical. I need to create a quota system. Okay, it's logical. Stocks, target. Oh, look, it guides you. Oh, there is the jobs there. I just click it, pick the geometry, select the tool, calculate. There was my toolpad. I guarantee you cannot do that with PTC Creo manufacturing. Back then was Pro Engineer, was not so intuitive. Yes, so we are talking about intuitiveness. And these big fishes, later it turns out that because they wanted to go in the direction of CAD and CAM together, it is very difficult to maintain two teams. You always need some developers from this team, you then need from this team, and you cannot maintain both products equally. This is why we are actually the best integrated solution, because we decided we are going to do only CAM and make bridges towards other CAD solutions. Yes, the best CAD solutions nowadays, which I think was one of the main steps SolidCAM performed in 2002 with SolidWorks. Yes. So back to your question, who was the biggest fish back then? It depends on the local reseller. So mainly for each country you had maybe one, depends on the countryside. Maybe you had only one reseller, maybe you had 10 different. And basically, if you had the MasterCAM, if you had Creo, Hypermill, CATIA, based on these resellers, as in that time, it was not a replaceable market as we have today. Back then, there was many workshops who didn't know what is the CAD CAM, right? So it was easy to grab those people's hearts to understand that this is the right direction. You need to have CAD and CAM. And back then it was like each reseller grabbed their customers, and that's why there are so many good solutions in Europe. And eventually, yes, today it's completely different. Today it's, as you know, it's replaceable market. Yeah. And all customers actually tried the CAD/CAM. So now they're checking, okay, what is really important? At the end, it is application, but does this work really on the machine or not at the end? So does my post-processor work or not? Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So why SolidCAM will choose Swiss type to be the main force?
I would not say it's the Swiss type. I would rephrase it. We started with the Miltern first.
Miltern first. Okay.
Yeah. So back 2012, as you may know, in our biggest market is in Germany. Mm-hmm. And in Germany back then, we had our customers that of course they have a milling machines, but more and more there was a trend back then. There were many lathe machines that start to have live tools, the C-axis,
Yep.
And we realized that this goes in direction of also multi-channel. So we understood the market. And so the requests mainly come from our customers. We always hear from our customers first. So this was the era in 2012. Just 6 years after, so 2018, actually the thing happened 2 years before, when we start to realize that our customers don't have only the Milterns, but they have also Swiss type. So we are trying to give solution to our customers first, to not allow them to have two CAMs under one company. So that was our goals. So give our customers the tools that they deserve within the one solution. It's much better. We have encountered so many companies that they have three CAMs in under one roof. That's very hard to maintain. You are programming milling on this CAM, you're programming Miltern on this CAM, and then another CAM for the Swiss type. What you have a problem? Inter-exchange data between, you are losing a lot of data. Those CAM softwares usually are not compatible, right? So solution is have a one CAM. It's the same as with the Miltern, which was basically just also the Swiss type. It is just extended arm of the Miltern. The Swiss type is just basically 20% of our Miltern solution, I would say like this. It is upgraded on our existing Miltern. So in SolidCAM, we don't have actually like new project, it's Swiss type. No, we merge everything into a Miltern. But it's the same like with the Miltern. Yes, back 2012, we realized that, okay, our customer needed, and 2018, we announced it that we support Swiss type machines. And it turns out like very good. I can, in 2015 on EMO, when you go there was not so many Swiss type machines on the booth. You could see mainly milling, Miltern, multi-channel was expanding. A lot of start to be like 3 revolvers. A lot of with the B-axis. The B-axis start to be popular meanwhile. So a lot of nice solutions in the Miltern. But the Swiss type was like, it was there. Definitely, but nothing like in comparing to EMO that I have this year. You could see the whole 1 or 2 holes only Swiss type. So it was a good decision that we make a CAM for the Swiss type market, because this market expands a lot. And there will be more and more. And our customers, this is also a very nice situation and funny situation. Many our customers who had only milling and Miltern. Just because of our direction where we go, like, look, do you have Swiss type machines? They say, no, we don't. But you can do these parts with Swiss type machine, and we have a solution for you. So they decide not to go from machine towards a CAM, but actually from CAM towards the buying machines. So it's also nice. Many customers didn't know what this is Swiss type. So this is again some era of extending of Miltern capabilities.
Okay. I think the SolidCAM can successful today. They have many support point in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you have some question. It's interesting for Danijel.
Yeah. How many location did the technology development team have around the world?
How many development? Okay. Now as I'm working more in R&D, I realize that the best is when you have all developers under one roof, okay, and in one place, as it is much easier if you have it in many places. I know that many bigger companies, they have their developers all around the world. So today everything is possible, and everything is in this big organizations, and everything gets tickets, and yeah, it works. But if we could have everything under one roof, it would be, you're losing efficiency if it's not. But back to your question, we have currently, I think, a majority of our development, it's actually in Israel. So core of the program is developed in Israel. But we have also United States and Canada, who are also participating with many solutions. Like our big part of iMachining was also done in United States. For example, the SolidCAM simulator that you see, the new simulator, you've probably seen it, guys. So this is, for example, developed in Canada.
Cool.
But the core of the toolpaths and everything, it's done actually in Israel. So we're talking about 3 countries for the development. Israel, Canada, and United States.
So Canada is the part of your team.
It's not it's not like that. Each developer has is grouped under one team. Yes, and we have 6 teams. Each team has the product manager who organize the developers. So for this instance, if I need some resources and help from the Canada, yes, I will get it, of course, by the priorities. But it's not that I'm managing it directly, for example, the Canada, no.
Oh, okay. So, I have a very one question is very curious for me. Why is the developer cores are used in SolidCAM, like ModuleWorks, MachineWorks?
So, I like to use the example that our CEO Emil Solmek liked to use. In early stages of PCs like Pentium, everybody remembered Pentium 1, and all those components were back then done by one company. Also, IBM also did the same thing, and that was okay. But people realized that you cannot make everything under one roof. You need to. Everybody are better in some components than other. Yeah, so it very easily can happen that you are making much better components than the Intel, yes, and this is something that it's reasonable, yes. So people realize that building the the PC from the components should be done by many other companies, yes. And you can see this expansion actually also on the mobile phones. These guys are making the camera. These guys are making the microphone. These guys are making the so. Similarly, also just the aerospace industry, to not mention, of course, everybody are doing everything. Similarly, it's with SolidCAM. Emil Solmek has seen this vision. He realized why we need to develop something from scratch. And we are integrated software. We understood that this was a great actually step of integrating into another CAD, keeping your core CAM and just be able to connect to others was, I think, one of the greatest achievements and directions in SolidCAM business, let's say like this. Continuing with that direction, we realized we start building the 2.5D in the early beginning. Also the turning. iMachining was built originally by SolidCAM, and of course, but we realized, we need to now, market requires 5 axes. So what we are going to do, we want it now. Emil Solmek, it's a person that he wants to have things now. And to provide a solution to our customers was also what we have on the market. Back then, the ModuleWorks, I would say, let me just pause here for a moment, but basically today SolidCAM use ModuleWorks as their partner. It use also the MachineWorks and Machine Strategies as their main. There are also others, of course, but this is main for the product. And back then ModuleWorks was not there. You should maybe know, and maybe the audience. The ModuleWorks is the company who was actually built together with SolidCAM. Let's say it like this. So the owner of the ModuleWorks started just because Emil said, okay, we go together. So then the ModuleWorks opened the company and they started cooperating, and they're cooperating even today. So this is, yes. And so for the audience, the machine ModuleWorks is the company for which we integrated machine simulation, the kinematic solution for that, and the 5-axis toolpath, definitely. For the MachineWorks, we integrated simulation. So simulation to Solid Verify. You are familiar with Solid Verify. Yes. This is basically we took from their simulation for that. And we have machine strategies. This is our long-term partner for sure. They provide us the 3-axis toolpath, like the HSR, HSM that you know. This is the toolpath that they provide. But recently, because they're, you've probably seen that we have now Turbo, also HSM, and these things actually come from the ModuleWorks. So we decided that we are going completely to cooperate with ModuleWorks to develop those 3-axis toolpath as well, not only from the machine strategies.
Okay. So you say iMachining is the 100% developed by SolidCAM.
Exactly.
But I think iMachining the toolpath is similar to ModuleWorks their roughing toolpath. Good one. You know, I'll tell you something. I've seen many trochoidal toolpaths on the market. They're more or less very similar. Yes, it is not. Maybe actually 13 years ago, or 15 years ago, this was pretty revolutionary to make trochoidal toolpath. People start to realize that trochoidal toolpath can be very effective. But you are not getting that efficiency if you're really not controlling the feeds and speeds in each geometry position. And we realized that if we want to go in trochoidal toolpath, we need to build this by our own. But we want how to be different than others. So we didn't only want to have like, okay, give me the tool and I'm going to put all the data inside, the angles, the speeds, the feeds. You need to do all these guessings. And at the end, yes, you're going to have the toolpath. But SolidCAM was thinking about something else. Let's try to take all the factors that one operator needs to do. So the fixturing, the material of the part, machine, how strong it is, yes, a tool itself, the diameter, helix, the cutting length, yes. So all these components, when you take into account, every one of you, also here in the studio, with all your experience that you have, each one of us will create different feeds and speeds and also trochoidal toolpath. So this was not a way. We were thinking like this cannot be like that. We need to build a wizard. So we call it iMachining wizard. iMachining wizard gives this opportunity that every time you receive optimal feeds and speeds for your trochoidal toolpath. And that's a great advantage. These things are very connected. If you change your material, we are going to also not change the speed and speeds, but we are going to change also trochoidal toolpath. So suddenly your sidestep is not anymore the same. When I say sidestep, actually meaning the minimum and maximum cutting angle. So we are always making sure that our cutting force, let's say the spindle load on the spindle load, yes, on the spindle is always constant. This is actually the main goal of iMachining, yes, because every tool likes constant forces. Whenever you have dynamic forces, you know, this is something that tools don't like. Yes.
And you can achieve that only if you are changing the feeds and speeds effectively per each slice, let's say, if I can say. And in comparing to others, I don't have here ready presentation, but it could be a long presentation about the iMachining. But we still so many years, we never lost any trochoidal toolpath competition. Every time when somebody says, everybody says, "Oh, yeah, it's like iMachining," but it's everybody says it's like iMachining. Yes, so we are the top, and most important, we patented iMachining. Yes, so not only iMachining toolpath, but also Wizard itself. The Wizard actually is the heart of the iMachining, not the toolpath. Toolpath can do it. Everybody can do a toolpath. Even you and me here, if we do it, everybody would be able to make with the 4 parameters. You can do the toolpath, but actually the main core. Or main heart of iMachining actually is the Wizard itself.
Okay. So the parameter is the secret.
Yes. Now you have all. Now you can do it.
Yeah. Okay. In Taiwan, we have a very heavy competition with MasterCAM. So can you give me some suggest for us if we compare with MasterCAM? What we have the advantage?
Okay. Good question. I really appreciate and respect MasterCAM because for me, it's very important that I appreciate all other CAMs, to be honest. They do and they like and they love the things that I love as well. So I appreciate them. Yes. So they have the same problems as I have. But regardless of MasterCAM, but we can take the MasterCAM as an example. I will tell you the things that I can compare with from what I know about the MasterCAM. I never worked personally with MasterCAM, but of course it is natural that you look what your competition does. But MasterCAM was here for many years before SolidCAM. Yes, so yes. We are struggling with many countries where MasterCAM came first. They're pretty strong, of course. One of the examples that you mentioned here, Taiwan, yes, but the United States, it's when you have the MasterCAM in schools, it's very difficult to go to company that already uses MasterCAM and you want to penetrate with something. Yes, if they use the Swiss type, and I'll tell you actually what is the delta, but it's naturally, it's very difficult to penetrate into something like this Solid, where you have the whole whole country has this CAM, and now suddenly also in institution of in schools, yes, and suddenly you're coming with your solution. No matter how good it is, people like to use what they have. But back to Taiwan and your particular problem, it's like this. MasterCAM in the past, they also had the integration with SolidWorks, yes, but I think they didn't do a great job there because they naturally didn't make it in the way I like SolidCAM. Maybe if they did, maybe we would not talk today. But basically, the way how they did back then was they make 2 separate products completely. So the MasterCAM, like the core one that everybody knows, and they make the special branch for the SolidWorks. So many tools were missing, between these 2 versions, and it was always in the delay. The teams the development team now must be shared and stuff. So eventually this didn't work. So they officially canceled the integration with SolidWorks completely. So this is one of the greatest, actually, how should I say, advantages of SolidCAM, because we stays with SolidWorks all the time, fully integrated, associated with the model and stuff. Yes, everybody knows how SolidWorks powerful is CAD system. So if you combine it with the SolidCAM, you have ultimate solution. Yes. So this is the first thing. What I think is we are both, for example, this is interesting. Maybe I would not compare it with iMachining. I mean, nothing is comparing with the iMachining. Yeah. So whatever the MasterCAM has. Put it on the part and you will see who is better. Yes. So this is the second, I would say, greatest tool what you can get. Milturn. Milturn is not so bad, but when I've seen and compare it with the tools that they have, how they set up the tools and tool layout, that for each specific spindle orientation, you need to recreate your tool and to rotate it from sub-spindle. In SolidCAM, it's just like rotate your tool 180 degrees. Yes, that's the same tool, yes? So our toolkit, in comparing with the MasterCAM, with any other CAM, It's so superior toolkit. It's one of the, many companies are using it like a tool data management system, for their tools. It's so powerful, it's so good, it's integrated, it works beautifully, So definitely the second is the toolkit in combination with the Milturn. Milturn, it's our second most important tool.
Yes.
The next is the Swiss type. Yes, we are hardly pushing the Swiss type. This is very important market for us.
Yes.
We not only because of the market. I will frankly speak with you. The Swiss type is for me very interesting because all these details that you don't need to pay attention in the Milturn, because the Milturn machines mainly are 10 times bigger than Swiss type, like the work area, the spindle power, and everything. So in Swiss type, everything is very sensitive. Even the G code, every line is important. Every line matters. Memory matters. So I think you learn to be engineer in Swiss type machines, not on the Milturn. These days, these big Milturns are you're more comfortable using the Milturns.
Yes.
But the important is that the development that we are doing in Swiss type helps us a lot in the Milturn area too. Many features that we develop. One of the tools I like it's you can grab from the preview. You can say, select me this tool in the job. You probably know about this feature.
Yes.
I personally like this, but it came from the Swiss type. You're doing your simple OD turning job, and if you go into a tool data management system in any CAM, doesn't matter. You get the list of the tools that you have. On Swiss type machines, you have roughly about 50 to 35 tools in the list. Not a really big list, but still there are decent ones. And to find which is the tool that you are looking for, it's much better just to see in the machine environment. Just pick it and that's it. So it's some small feature from the Swiss type that was so good in the Milturn. And I realized that when I was doing the 3-channel post-processor, 3-channel with 3 revolvers. So 3 revolvers, 12 stations. Each station can have also 2 or 3 tools indexed position. So a monster machine. And in these cases was so good because you can see a lot of tools in preview, and I know where it is. Like an operator, I know where it is, this tool. So go there, pick it up, and that's done. So these kind of small things from the Swiss type help us a lot in the Milturn development. So back to your question. So the Milturn and Swiss type is one of our models where we are very competitive a lot. And the last thing is the ModuleWorks itself integration. MasterCAM also did this step forward, but not only them. I think 80% of CAM market today uses the ModuleWorks. Yes.
Yes.
So how you can be better? That's the right question. You cannot do too much. So you cannot do too much.
Yes.
But there are small things. The difference is in 5-axis is small things, like UI, for example. ModuleWorks has their own UI for the 5-axis. SolidCAM is the only, as far as I know, what I've seen from all the CAM systems, including the MasterCAM, they took naively the whole interface of the ModuleWorks and just use it. What you've seen in SolidCAM, we completely redesign it. We follow the structure, of course, but we make it to be more friendly, to be more easier to define it. We put, let's say, our DNA in that 5-axis. So they make the interface better. The 5-axis, for example, the ModuleWorks, they give us the machine simulation. So many CAM systems are using the same machine simulations, yes. But there are ModuleWorks also give you this engine, but they are not. But you have complete freedom to make your own stuff. In order to support the toolkit on all this multi-channel stuff and multi-stock things, you can do a lot of things under your roof by yourself. So we develop in cooperation with ModuleWorks a lot of our own things to support the Milturn and Swiss type. Yes. So maybe something that you will not see it on the surface because the interface looks the same, but actually behind the scenes, there's tons of things that a simple user don't see it.
Okay.
So those are the 5 things that I could say that I will summarize. So integration with CAD, not only with SolidWorks, but with any other. So this is the main, I would say, because associativity, guys, change the model, you have still your toolpath. Yes, updated toolpath. iMachining, what I say, mill turn, Swiss type, and the 5 axis with all this UI stuff that I mentioned and machine simulation.
Okay, so I think if MasterCAM meet the SolidCAM, you need to call SolidCAM father.
I didn't mention the post-processor side, but the post-processor, I don't know how they are good with the post-processors, but let's say that they're equal. Like it's okay. I don't know. Maybe we are better. It's at the end, it still relies on this technician at the end, who is going to spend a lot of time nearby the machine to ensure this works. So even if we have the same tool, maybe we don't have the same team.
Okay. In recent years, we have heard about Esprit. I think the Esprit they changed the company.
Yes, I think they have sold to Hexagon, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So lately, not so many from information from Esprit, even though that I know that many resellers are still working with Esprit, but the truth is there's natural problems that they encounter. Esprit, it's wonderful system. But the way how develop it was many years. They use this old version of Esprit, which actually is the most famous one these days. Yes. But for many years, I know since I joined SolidCAM, they were talking about the TNG software, the TNG version of Esprit. And they started with the milling, and once they go to the mill turn, they realize it will not be easy to convert the parts from old system into a new one. So that was, I think, this is something that none of the customers would like to see. It's basically you're changing your CAM system. You can load the project, you can see it, you can simulate it, you can generate a G code, but nothing to change. I mean, you cannot change the toolpath. So this is something that they, I think, this was the heartbreaking probably moment for them itself, and I don't know. For me, if I'm a customer of Esprit, no matter how good the solution is, if I need to upgrade the version, it will be very challenging for me to program all my parts. So if I'm with Esprit for maybe 1 year, maybe I would say, okay, no problem. But the company that you are with some particular CAM for 10 years, and then they tell you, look, all your parts you have done, you need to recreate. That hurts a lot. That hurts a lot. I believe. So this, I'm not sure if this is the main issue that they have in their company. I don't like to talk too much about the competitions, to be honest. But this is what I found like one of the things that was shocking for me. Yes.
Okay. So now we are coming to most important part. What's new in SolidCAM next version?
What is the latest version or what's coming up? So in the latest version, in the latest version in 2023. So first we are now it's 9th of November. So we are going to release the SP2. I would call it the real customer software, where our customers can enjoy it in stability in all the tools that we have developed. But there are many things new. I think even SolidCAM employer cannot know all the things and features what we are doing. But I will tell you at least the things that considers my area. So in Toolkit, as you know, Toolkit was platform for 2 years regarding to tools and fixtures. Tools and holders, and was really good. And it shows like very good. And it was naturally that let's do something with the fixtures, because in SolidCAM, like with any CAM, you can define fixtures, and we were not different with others respecting that. You pick on the 3D model, here you have the fixture done. But I was thinking like, hey, what I didn't like to reuse some existing fixtures or to make them modular, and I can change the configuration very easily. And the toolkit platform allows me to do that. So naturally came that toolkit will become not the platform only for the holders and tools, but also for the fixtures. So this was, I think, the number one change in 2023. We put the fixtures in our toolkit. What else? There was a lot of change in the 5-axis, 3-axis, some in Milturn, but everything more or less the platform for what's coming up in 2024. But yeah, you want to hear what is in 2024 or?
Okay, maybe the recently version.
Yeah, so, well, look, there's a lot of things going on, but now this recent war, of course, it affects, not directly, but indirectly affects also the development a little bit. So but for all these years, I can't tell you if this is going to be really in 2024, but at least I can tell you the things that I'm personally working on it. Maybe I can share a screen. Would you like to see it?
Sure. Why not?
I have something open. Yeah, let me show you this. This is a Swiss type, as you can see. Yeah, perfectly.
Yes. Very nice.
But maybe, yeah, it's just our preview. But let me just try to select this component here. Maybe can I delete it? Yeah, I can delete this one. So over here, I'm going to copy this component and put it on 11. But you probably know this. You can I'll just take the parametric of the turning. And where, not there, I didn't want to put it there. Undo. 30.
The function undo is now can use this? Or is the...
Yeah.
Really?
So I undo and it was delete, yes.
Oh.
You have to undo. So it's the same, like Control Z you can do.
Wow. First day I know.
Yeah. It's very important. Yeah, I use it pretty often. Let me try quickly to define not a square but round, and maybe I will rotate it let me just reduce it to 125 and maybe D to be 8. Also this to adjust 10, 20. Also this maybe even 8. So roughly saying, maybe even smaller this, and rotate it. So we took it, it's like a Lego, yes? So let me just put in 0, and something like this. It's not representative, but for demonstration, I think it will be okay. I can also change to smaller, but my point is that if you want to use this tool in SolidCAM, no problem at all. You can do it today. But you know, on the machine, this is the XZ plane, as you can see.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And in SolidCAM, we always were thinking that, okay, the XZ plane is the must in turning. But it turns out that, yeah, in Swiss type, not only Swiss type, but we have many other machines where you can switch to, if you want YZ, no problem, yes?
Yes.
So if you want to, let me try to differently orientate first to rotate this to 90 degrees. And then to rotate, not this, but this. 90. So in this case, if you can notice that we have here the XZ plane, but this tool, it's positioned in YZ plane.
Yes, different plane.
Exactly. So, and this is very important, not only for Swiss type machines, but just you can think about the regular Milturn machine where you have you probably guys heard this, like parting along the y-axis.
Yes.
So maybe if I give you this cutting plane, yeah, exactly. I have here the page that I can show you. We are developing something that is a good platform for cut off along the y-axis. You probably know about this application. We are able to do this in SolidCAM even earlier versions. But the problem is that for each of if you want to put the tool in that particular station, we had to create a new station inside the VMID and rotate it for 90 degrees, which was, let's say, a moment where you need to give this post support and they need to provide the solution. We wanted to do something better. Yes, we wanted, this is the similar case where you have this YZ plane, the one that I showed you earlier. We want to be able to support this. And also this one over here, like from Ceratizit, is the free turn, very specific application for which we build the software, but we wanted to give an option in Toolkit how to do it. And the solution is already, this is 2024 release, so you can go to cutting point, and now you have here a new
cutting
button, I would say. Exactly. So on which, by the way, this is all pre-release. This is nothing that many things might be different, also the names and stuff. So this is not a final. But yes, you have here the plane where you can easily say it's now a YZ plane or any other plane around the Z. So you can technically, you can rotate it only 45 degrees and still be able to perform turning. Yes?
That's so convenient.
Yeah, so, well, that's 45 degrees is not common, but in some cases, like very big machines, like, and if you have really a cylinder on that big machine on the table, it is very convenient if you can do it 45 degrees in order to get more space along X and Y axis. So in that case, maybe for these 45 degrees will be very convenient. So this is like one step, like very tiny thing that you can see it on the surface, but behind the scenes, guys, it's a nightmare. Like this has to be updated inside a post, inside machine simulation, into every job of turning, and it's very nice improvement, I would say, in 2024 that I'm doing these days, just making some touches, and this will be definitely a kind of sneak peek. And something else that I'm working on personally on this together with the team. Of course, it's not only me on this. It's something that we call Workpiece Configuration Manager, and it comes along with the what is it called? With the fixtures in the toolkit. So you've probably seen that we support very modular fixtures now, and that each fixture can be represented like with not only one part mounting point, but with many part mounting points. And what is the reality, even on 3-axis machines, you can think like Haas, Brother machine, doesn't matter. As long as it's a simple table 3-axis machine, you put not only, the reality in the past, maybe 20 years ago, is that you put really only one vise and you put a part and you finish it. Yes. But in production, the reality is that you put at least 2 vices. 2 vices where you have already 2 setups, and many of tools that you're using in the first setup, you are using it also in the second setup. So you want to reduce the cycle of a tool change, for example. And in such a case, you want to be able to do something like this in software. So it's the same part, just differently set up. You have 2 vices. How to do that in SolidCAM? Over here, what you see in an example is one of these, but it can be also the tombstone of 20 parts. But this is also a tombstone with 3-sided only. Same part. It can be different setup, yes, but the idea is that you program the things only for one part. And for other part mounting positions, you're doing clone. When you do clone, you don't need, it's like in SolidWorks clone. Not clone, but the configuration. Let's call it configuration. You don't have to repeat every single feature for each configuration. No, but instead you are including all the jobs in one configuration, which is basically duplicated in any other configuration. So you can see over here 3 parts, and each of these parts has the list of jobs that you can configure in the channel synchronization. By the way, one of the changes in 2023 we have is that our channel synchronization is not anymore called channel synchronization. You probably realize that, right? Now it's called Operation Sequence Manager, right? The main reason for that is because of this feature here. Why? Because you have simple 5-axis or 3-axis milling machine. It's a single channel machine. So why you want to call your application channel synchronization if there is no if you're not synchronizing within the channel? So we changed the name to Operation Sequence Manager. So what this is one of the reasons, if audience don't know, now it's on public, yes. So it's because of this basically, yes. And let me just give you some things. This is old. Channel synchronization name. So we changed the name. Yes. So it will be Workpiece Configuration Manager.
This is the new one picture.
Yes. By the way, it's as I said, this is not. This is just now. No one's seen it so far. But it doesn't. Yeah, true. I mean. Just this is something that we are working on, and so everything you see here, it might be completely different in the release. So this is just kind of like a whiteboard for us. And for each of the let me show you the configuration. So the configuration will be able to, for each workpiece, you could. Yes. So you will be able for each job to activate that particular workpiece, and you can add or change the job in that workpiece configuration. Like in SolidWorks, with configurations, you could add more features that are basically suppressed in all other configurations. Similarly, we are doing the same thing in SolidCAM as well, in this workpiece configuration manager.
Wow, that is very powerful.
This is extreme. Now, I don't know if everybody realized there are more pictures. But I don't want to talk so much, but I will just tell you. I'll just tell you what we are going to solve with this. The first example is when you have. I will not be so precise with the jaws and stuff, but when you have the two spindle machine, like so, and you have the workpiece here and workpiece there, which are exactly the same one. I mean, this is the z-axis and this is the z-axis. So this part machined only single side only.
Only single side.
And imagine that you have here a revolver or maybe the b-axis. You technically can with one tool finish both jobs on both workpieces, right? And this can be different z-axis. This is C1. This is actually C2. So today, this is something that many CAM systems cannot do. Yes. So the workflow is the main spindle. You do it, and then you manually rotate the part, and the operator do it. How this is managed within one program. So this is something that other CAMs don't do it. Indeed, arm to my heart, very rarely we have one-sided parts. Yes, but this is the workflow. They need to do it in one setup only, and they want to use this kind of machine to reduce the time of tool change and stuff. So this is absolutely the same part. So we can think like this is the part, and yes, this is the orientation of the part. So this is the first solution that we are going to able to support. The second one is the tombstones. Today we support the tombstone, but you need to select each part and to transform the coordinates. Yes, it is the way to do it in SolidCAM, but you can. The problem with that is that we are multiplying the jobs all the way and constantly and managing the stock in a completely different way in comparing how we are going to do it more optimized way through the workpiece configuration manager. So as you can see now, based on how many vices you have, you can put the clones. So super easy to do it. And inside the setup, we will be able to define the work offsets. So each workpiece will have their own work offset, very nicely managed. But so this is the second thing, the tombstones. Tombstones on a much higher level. Let's call it like this. The third thing doesn't come often, but yeah, from time to time, you have a bar like so, and on which you have very disc-shaped workpieces. Let's say like this. And you want in one setup to cut 5, 6, 7, depends on the part. You want to machine it within the one program. And for each part, this will be 54. This will be 55. Over here, the work offset will be 56. So this will be also then supported also with this feature. And what was else? The pyramid and stuff. This will be also supported. Pyramid fixtures, what I wanted to say, yes. So what else? Actually, there was one more example, but my brain stopped at the moment.
Okay.
A lot of things actually happening, yes.
More interesting, we can looking for the next or coming soon the version, close version. Yeah.
There will be nice things coming up, and this is only what I'm working on, and we have 10 product managers. So
10 product manager.
Yes, roughly saying yes. Wow. So we are doing a lot of things. And stay tuned. 2024 will be a big version. You know that SolidCAM every week has the webinar, and in many of them, all our team is involved, and the whole team is worldwide. But this is my first podcast. I will be very honest with you. So we never done it in this kind of way. I really like it. I really appreciate all your team. This is, I think, also what is very good about SolidCAM family and our resellers, that we are really close with their hearts. Yes, we are. I'm really appreciating and honored that I'm invited in your show, guys. Really? You're doing an amazing job. You're pushing it very nicely. Keep it doing it like that. This is what makes the things different on the market. So it's not the features; it's about the people that are behind the scenes.
Okay.
So please continue, and looking forward for maybe other podcasts too. Of course, we can do it often, yes, but at least let me finish 2024.
Yeah, you said 9 minutes.
Yes, it could be, of course.
Okay, now we are very happy today we have this discuss. Yep, I think that's all for this video.
Yes.
Yep. At the end, we need to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Danijel.
Take care, everybody.
Okay, hope we have a next time.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes.
See you next time.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye.